won by the Washington Wizards. Wall to Porter. The screen sets him up for two.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Bledsoe with it up top. Just getting started in game 3. To Bledsoe. Inside, he scores.
As a team, when you establish your dominance in the paint early, it's critical to your offense because it eventually opens up the perimeter down the stretch.
Wall to Porter. Wall. Beyond the arc for 3, and he knocks it down.
Ugh, did you see the way the ball came off his hands? Not the best form in the world, but it is where it is. Count it. Maybe just don't count on it all the time.
Middleton to Bledsoe. Nothing going here on that drive. To Brogdon. Lobs it up. Flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Down a point. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Misses the first. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Into the front court comes Wall. He'll run the offense. And drains it.
The eyes of the shooter say everything. His eyes pretty much said, are you sure you want to give me the ball here?
Bucks basketball. Shot blocked by Morris.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
To Wall. Works it. To Porter. From long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Brogdon to Bledsoe. He's looking for that touch.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Bledsoe with it up top. Now down 6. That's denied by Howard.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Into the front court. It's Wall. Up 6. Easy path to the rim.
Ed, see, this is simple. This is where the PG pulls the bigs over to the side and says, we can't allow that to happen. You need to be an enforcer down low.
Adetokunbo. Great feed. And he finishes at the rim.
This game is so mental. Trust me, some nights you get poor effort defensively, you can't make any shots, then you see the ball go in, boom, switch turned on.
Wall to Beal. Wall. 4-3. Oh, this could be a sign of things to come. He's 3 of 4 from downtown to start the game.
And the dangerous thing for the defensive team, he has fresh legs. That was great lift on that jump shot.
To Lopez. Middleton. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that.
Washington basketball. Wall. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's no good. Shots not going down. Giannis with it up top. Down 6. Gets it in the left corner. They have to keep him in their grasp.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start dragging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Wall to Howard. Wall. And knocks knocks it down. And, Jay, the system produces once again. In watching John Wall, for him to be successful, you get the sense that he needs the ball in his hands most times.
He does, Ed. And there's a new age in the NBA. It's called team basketball. You equate a guard's success to how his team does. And when they're all sharing the sugar, it makes the team that much better and more efficient. For a guard who's trying to break into the elite of the elite, he will not do so until he relinquishes some of that control and he gets other players involved.
Bucks at the controls. Bledsoe, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
To Howard. Wall to Porter. Deep left corner. Beal to Howard. For three. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Now the Bucks going to signal for a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Shot from the lane won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Wizards with the basketball. Wall. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
The follow won't go either. Wall in the front court. Lead stands at 10. Wall lets it fly from long range, and he buries it. Jay, the system produces once again.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
I'm the first to say I like the intensity as much as the next guy, but you got to be smart. Early fouls like that may come back to haunt you later in the game.
First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. Wizards have it. Wall around the perimeter. Here's a chance from long range. Not done yet. To Porter. Oh, he had him there for a second. Fakes. Drives to the rim and scores.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Bledsoe. Driving right to the basket. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Wall. To Porter. Has a look. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Porter.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
From the painted area, won't go down. A shot at the buzzer, and he can't connect there. Shot no good. Horn sounds, ending the first quarter of play. That's the end of one here in game number 3. Jay and I are back after this. It's the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Milwaukee with the basketball. Adetokunbo to DiVincenzo. count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Wall across the timeline. The advantage is 13 points. Nothing going here on that drive. Fires the 3. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First try, no good. It's the second. 1 more coming. The Bucks at the controls. Adetokunbo. To DiVincenzo. The drive right to the basket. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me.
Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
Who's controlling the paint? The offense is controlling the paint right now. The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
To Adetokunbo. And count the basket.
No fading on that shot. Strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Wall. To Kelly Oubre. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Can't connect. Oh, and a putback. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
Here comes the screen. To Adetokunbo. DiVincenzo. Oh, wasn't sure if he'd even shoot it, yet it goes down.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Over to the right side. Fires the 3. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Can't connect. Shot was forced.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Wall. Adetokunbo, the rebound. DiVincenzo. To Adetokunbo. Nothing going here on that drive. Banks it in for 2.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Wall to Howard. Wall to Porter. Beyond the arc for 3. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Add 2 points to the board.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Goes to the left side. To Howard. Wall. Driving right to the basket. To Wall. From long range. Can't get the bounce. Giannis in control of the basketball. Down 11. The drive. Right to the basket. Right down Broadway. 4-2.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Wall. If he's hitting shots, it could be a long night. If you blink, you may miss the fastest man in the NBA.
Man, John Wall is like a blur. When I see him, it reminds me of players I used to guard in the past. Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson. He is that fast with or without the basketball.
It's Washington with the basketball. Wall. And knocks it down.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And, Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
Wall with it up top. His team on top by 13. Wall pulled in by Brogdon. Not that time. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Brogdon. Porter with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Into the front court comes Wall. The lead is 11. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
One free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Bucks at the controls. Giannis for 2. Hand in his face. Still hits. You don't see that very often.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Into the front court. It's Wall. The lead is 12. Rebound pulled down by Giannis. Bledsoe with the basketball. Down a dozen. And he buries it. Wall into the front court. His team leads it by 10. To Porter. Wall. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Giannis with it up top. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Wall. To Beal. To Porter. Howard. Deep right corner. Wall. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Bledsoe to Brogdon. 4-3. That won't go.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Bledsoe to Brogdon. Inside, he scores.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Wizards at the controls. Beal. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
And hits the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw. Takes advantage of the foul. 3 for 3 at the line. Driving right to the basket. Stuffs it down with authority. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Bucks. So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Wizards entered the locker room with a comfortable lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Washington Wizards. The Bucks would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. They've got to break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Game track. Blocks.
The Washington Wizards have been making the kind of defensive impact that can affect the team minimally. After a lot of those blocks, you'll start to see guys more hesitant and second-guessing shot opportunities.
Player of the half.
John Wall and his court IQ were on display as he delivered the ball, putting his teammates in a position to score the basketball. His timing was impeccable.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Bucks basketball. Here comes the screen. Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Here's Lopez down low. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Wall to Beal. Porter. Oh, good offense, beating good defense.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Bledsoe slams it down.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Wall across the timeline. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Here comes the screen. Beal, he'll take that any day.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Middleton missed it. Wall with it up top. His guys up by 15. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Bledsoe to Middleton. The drive right to the basket. Took it down the lane, but it's got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. First one, counted. Goes 2 for 2. Washington basketball. Wall to Beal. Wall to Beal. Porter. Man, that was a tough shot.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
Shot from the lane won't go. Screen coming. Wall to Porter. Through three. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. To Howard. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Knocks down the first. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Oh, a whistle.
A simple touchdown.
Bucks at the controls. Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Driving right to the basket. Down the lane to lay it in.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
That right there, Jay, his 8th three of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
In the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
To Wall. Lets it fly from long range. The Bucks clear the rebound. Milwaukee with the basketball. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Bledsoe with the block. And that one out of bounds off a buck. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Porter. Here's a chance from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Brogdon to Adetokunbo. In the slam. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
Brogdon. Won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited into the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Adetokunbo can't connect. Into the front court comes Wall. The advantage is 13 points. The screen sets him up for two.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
The Bucks at the controls. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for two.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Beal to Wall. Fires the three. Not that time. Bledsoe with it up top. 14-point deficit to Adetokunbo. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
Defender was right there. He has to know better.
Why are you even guarding a bad shooter that close in the first place? This is psychological warfare. Leave him open. Make him think about it before he shoots it.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. Tough make through traffic.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. Wall to Howard with the flush, taking on all comers.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Bucks at the controls. To Adetokunbo. Curling inside. Runner's good there.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Here comes the screen. John Wall goes to work. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot. Porter. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Deep three at the buzzer. Three quarters down. The Wizards way out in front. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Wizards with the basketball. Wall. To Beal. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Message received. Well defended. To Adetokunbo. Flushes it home.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Wall. Knocked loose. Bucks have it. Bledsoe with it up top. The deficit now up to a dozen. The shot rejected. Dwight Howard.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Swings it to Wall. Fires the three. Giannis grabs the board. Bledsoe at the basketball. His guys trail by 10. Runner here won't go. To Wall. Beal buries it.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Bucks basketball to Adetokunbo. Inside, he scores.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
The drive right to the basket with another basket there.
No fading on that shot, strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Has a chance off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Wall, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. To Brogdon. From the painted area, won't go down. Beal. The hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
To Middleton. Beyond the arc for 3. Rebound owned by Washington. Beal. To Wall. To Beal. From long range. That's good D. Shot no good. To Brogdon. Had a chance, but it's no good.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Can't connect on the first free throw. He missed a pair of free throws. To Beal. 4-3. And Bradley Beal, all muscle memory, puts it to good use there.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Dwight Howard with the block shot. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards. Middleton. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First free throw is good. So he hits the first, misses the second. Into the front court, it's Wall. His guys hold a commanding lead. Giannis in control of the basketball. His guys down big. In close there. 2 points on the board.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball 101. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Off the mark. Bledsoe with it up top. Trailing by, throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Wizards have it. Wall. That one also no good. Bledsoe at the basketball. Down a dozen. That's denied by Howard.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Beal. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Giannis with it up top. Down by 15. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. The hot night continues. He's at 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
Bledsoe with it up top. Down a bundle to Middleton. For 3. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Bucks at the controls. Antetokounmpo, great dish. Emphatic slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Giannis in control of the basketball. He'll run the offense. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
To all the fantasy players out there, how do you not take a guy like Chris Middleton? He gets you points, rebounds, assists every night. And, by the way, he's second only to LeBron James in total minutes played last year.
Giannis with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Middleton. Middleton's shot, no good. To Wall. Beal to Wall. Lets it fly from long range. It's good.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense. You can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Lopez to Middleton. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Oh!
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Here's a chance from long range. Lopez there to get the rebound. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Bledsoe. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Another follow, still no good.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Milwaukee with the basketball. Antetokounmpo. Shot misses there for Antetokounmpo. Fires the three, trying to hit 50, but it's no good. Nice pass to set things up. The Wizards are the winners as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Dana Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.